Okay, and finally for the last video of the night, going to share with you a tip on seeing something really amazing in Colombia that maybe not many people have seen, even locals, even Colombians themselves. So of course Medellin is a great city to travel to. I personally feel like it's the best city in Colombia by far, and um, I need to travel more in South America, but could be up there in the top 10 best cities in just Latin America in general. But give me a few years and I'll get back to you on that. But anyways, part of a trip to Medellin is seeing the many beautiful towns around. No trip to Medellin is complete without a trip to, especially Guadalupe. A lot of people just stop there, and I don't blame them. It's an amazing town. There's, for such a small town, surprisingly a lot of things to do there. But don't stop at Guadalupe. Um, there's a bus that you can take. It's hard to tell when it's going to come, probably every hour, give or take. Um, but it's some things in Colombia are hard to predict. But this bus goes to San Rafael. You have to stand, um, at the bus station waiting for the buses to go by. And when the bus finally comes, I think when I was waiting with my wife, it took an hour. Um, you'll be in for a pretty rough ride there. Most likely, it was very crowded. It's a short ride, but it's quite difficult. It's not fun. You're squeezed in there. It's twisting and turning and going up, going down, and it feels like it's going to last forever. Eventually, you will get to San Rafael. Um, a lot of people will get off just what seems like a random street. It's hard to explain, but you don't want to go into the town. And the town, I'm sorry, it's awful. It's probably one of the worst towns I've ever seen in my life, really. And maybe it was the day, maybe it was some kind of local festival. I really have no idea, but I would not recommend that town. You're not going to San Rafael to see the town. You're going to get off. As soon as you start to see a lot of houses, I'm not sure how to explain it, but you'll see some graffiti to the left on this little wall. It's a beautiful little mural. Maybe it will change by the time you go, but you're going to want to take a left, walking further away from the town. Remember, get off the bus before you get into the proper town. It's like the street basically leading into and past the town is the best way I could explain it. But take a left, and you're going to walk up this road, and it's kind of going up a little bit, going down a little bit. You'll see some private houses. You'll start to get further away from the town and kind of into nature. And eventually, how do I explain? You're going to come across kind of like the river, and there's two houses. Like one is for people to come for the day where they store their stuff and change, and just a house for people to kind of change. Like some local um, person living in the countryside decided to rent out or to use allow their house to be used for people to change, and they sell like tubes and stuff, and you can tube down the river. And the second building is like a hotel, and it's a pretty decent looking hotel restaurant on the bottom. You're going to pass those, and you're going to go down this um, path that leads along the river, and it's very difficult. You just have to explore, but you're going to kind of go deeper and deeper into nature. For a while, you're going to go really up this dirt path. First, it's like concrete, and then it turns into dirt, and you're going to walk through nature deeper and deeper into it. You're going to be opening gates. First, my wife and I should be opening these gates. That's what we were thinking, but we tried, and okay, if somebody's going to say something to us, they're going to say it, and we can just turn back. Oh, we're not from here. We're sorry, but nobody said anything. We just kept walking, opening various gates. Not really on anybody's property per se. Um, Walk up a little bit, and you're on a thin path with houses by the side. It's really deep in the countryside. Um, it's really hard to explain from memory, but eventually you get to this beautiful waterfall. And if you think that's it, you kind of have to walk up a very steep path. I slipped. It's kind of recovering. I don't know if you can see it, but I slipped walking up that path. It's very steep and slippery, and you can tell not many people go there. And there's more to the waterfall if you walk up this steep path. Um, and then you feel, I mean, you watch those movies in like Fiji or New Zealand or I don't know, Brazil. deep in the countryside, these like waterfall paradises where the people go skinny dipping. Like it's that kind of scene. It's really beautiful. I know my description isn't the best, but really it starts with just going past Guadape. That's the first advice I can give you. And if you explore, you'll find your own kind of paradise, I think, because it really is beautiful. And just kind of go off the beaten trail. You don't have to walk down the road. Oh, well, there's a little path that leads down to the river down there, and the water's so clear. Just take it. It's not a big deal. And just explore. I mean, maybe you'll find the same thing I found. Maybe you'll find another waterfall. The best advice is to look for paths where there aren't a lot of other people. Um, if that's your thing, maybe you want to spend time around other people, then that's your thing too. Um, but the first step is just realizing that Guadape isn't the end all for that direction. You can go further and see more amazing things. Avoid the town at all costs, like I said. And of course, there's many beautiful towns in Antioquia, Santa Fe de Antioquia, Hardin, Guadape, of course. Um, so if you want your fix on small and beautiful towns, those are the ones you see. You don't go to San Rafael for the town. You go for the nature. And trust me, if you just go there and explore, you're not going to be disappointed.